We gonna have a good show today. We got special guests. My man Cole on the boards again. I got my own intro song, so YouTube won't be giving me no copyright strikes no more. Yeah, it's your host. Call me Terry Lamar Winfrey. When I have a guest, I'm Terry Lamar Winfrey. We're gonna have a good show today. Everything's right in the world. My man Cole back behind the boards. Hope y'all been paying attention to all the podcasts. All right. Once again, it's Terry Lamar, your host, Never About the Cake podcast. We're going to get to my guest in a second. You know, me and Cole got to do our thing about our highs and lows. But you know what? I was thinking about something this week, this tipping thing. I got to get somebody on about this tipping thing because why do the people that's weighing my yogurt want me to tip them, Cole? I just don't know. Like, okay, if you serving my food, but you keep putting this tip jar out with the yogurt, and all you did is weigh the yogurt. Anyway, Cole, come on, man. Tell me, what's the highs and lows, Cole? Tell me your highs and lows for the week. Let's go.
Shoot. Okay, so I guess the highs of the week was, there was so much going on. The biggest high out of my week for sure was basically when I got back, being able to hang out with my family, talk some business, all that stuff. And my lows for the week, I'm not going to say because they are low. So
okay.
It's going to be a no bueno situation. I'm trying to be a Debbie Downer for nobody.
All right. Cole might have a little surviving J9 situation going on. We don't want that to happen. That's my man Cole. I think my high was, we actually had a good time recording finishing the little recording that we was doing over there at this other OC recording studio, so that went good. I think my low was I did all this stuff for the storm. I sandbagged and got all this stuff and put all these bags in here and had it loaded in the back of the trunk, and then nobody got wet. The storm didn't come. Right. So I pretty much I guess it'd be better safe than sorry. Anyway, so we got a special guest today, my man Good.
Not that special, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you special, man. You know what I mean? I'll give you guys a little backstory how he made a post that I seen something on Instagram, and it just made me go back. You know, he had something with him and his son dribbling and playing the basketball and something that he said. So that's what initially made me reach out to you. So, tell us, we'll get into everything, but tell us, your backstory and what you've been, some of the things you went through. And
so basically, I gave the feds about 15 years of my life. You know what I mean? 06, went to the state and then went over in 07 and started fighting with the feds. Got out like 17, only gave the world a year of my life, went back in, being foolish, you know what I mean? Thinking the streets is what it is now, and I thought it was back then. So got caught with something, had to go sit down again. I was blessed though. I was blessed again to create a beautiful seed, which is who you saw on a post was my son, Hassan. And backstory on his name, you know what I mean, I'm Muslim.
Okay.
So Hassan is one of the prophets.
Okay.
The prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be unto him, his grandson.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I was given that name.
Okay.
So I gave it to him.
Okay.
And knowing somewhat of what it means is basically he's gonna rule the nation. He's gonna lead a nation up out of captivity and stuff like that. Now whatever I say that's right, all praises, everything go to Allah.
Okay.
Anything that was wrong is just of my own stupidity when I speak about it, Islam. So basically that was it, you know what I mean? And what you seen on there, I was spending all quality time with my son. You know, I play ball and, not trying to force basketball on him. Just, you know what I mean? Let's see what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He got a good punch. He might be a boxer. I don't know what he might be, but that's what you seen. And then also what you seen going through the picture was basically me just saying, you know, I missed out on my other 3 kids. You know, my 26-year-old,
Okay.
my 18, my 17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My 18, he's 19 now. My 26, she's about to be 27, and my 17, she's 18. I missed out on them years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And let's dive on in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think there's what I see a lot, and what I hate. You know, I didn't. You know, I gave them about what total of almost. I did 51 months, 14 months, then another 2 years. I gave them about 7 years of my life.
Yeah.
And what I think that people don't understand is, I always tell people the only people that glorify jail is people that really have never been.
That part.
You know, they make it they make it seem like you know, you got these guys on Instagram and they're in there cooking and with their phones and I say, yeah, that's what they show right there. But these same guys
That
be on the
shit horrible,
phone,
bro.
Yeah, it's terrible. And I'm gonna have you speak on it. Now, man, 15 is that's a stretch. And so get a little bit. I mean, was it usually when it's 15? Was it a drug case or something like that?
No,
or?
I was actually bank robbery, man.
Oh, okay. Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean? I was going in there taking
924C, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you know that.
Wait, no,
carry-
that's a
no,
gun. Huh?
924C.
Okay.
That's a mandatory 7 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then on top of whatever else. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
so with that being said, yeah, I was in there. You know, hey, yeah, I wish I would have went in there for dope.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because yeah, we got hit across the head. They got hit across the head, but the doors start opening up at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Start getting time back and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And on top of that, you know, you didn't get thrown into the fire because I was young.
Yeah.
So I went straight to the USP.
Woo wee.
You know what I mean? And
Explain
then,
to the people because a lot of people don't know. So here's the thing. This misconception with because the same thing happened with me. I went for bank fraud.
Yeah.
So people automatically think I went to a camp where Martha
Yeah.
Stewart went, but I went
No.
to a FCI. I was
Yeah.
at Herlong.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had something
On your
like a terrorist threat that made my point level go higher.
Mhm.
So I remember the first people think, oh, you went to feds.
It was
That's no
sweet,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Explain to
Man.
them coming into USP what that
So-
actually is.
So basically going into a USP, man, at a young age, man, first of all, if you ain't never been to the pen, and you don't know what you're looking at. And once you get in there, you know, you got so many people coming up to you that you, keep it 100, you scared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you got to get with your people. You know what I mean? And then you get with your people, then you get with your people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you gang affiliated, you got to get with your crowd. Crips with Crips, Bloods with Bloods, you know, Bay with Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and then you in this, now here come the weaponry. Hey, listen, this how this yard is. You need a knife, bro. You know what I mean? And you're not just getting one knife. You got a bone crusher and you got a floater. You know what I mean? And you got to figure out how to carry it, how to move it around.
Because they got metal detectors.
Yeah, you got
right in
metal
the yards.
detectors
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Now, as you come down the system, you know what I mean, you do what you have to do, which is a small good chance that you'll make it down.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just keep it 100. Your first 3 years, you fucking up
Yeah.
at a young age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you trying to prove yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got this chip on your shoulder, your ego in the way, your pride in the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You mad at the world. Your girl left you.
Man.
You be leaving back the kids.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100. Who fucking your girl?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I ain't got no money on my books.
Woo.
Where the homies at?
Yeah.
You know? So you going through all that, and then you dealing with, let's just stay on that topic a little bit in the pen. So you dealing with these different races. You know what I mean? And
Not to cut you off. I want you to elaborate on it because this is what I tell people that I don't like about the prison. There's no such thing as a rehabilitation, truthfully, because the rules in prison, you can't live with those same rules out on the street. There's segregation, there's racism, there's ran rapid. So how you have to live to survive in there? If you try to come out here and do that, people look at you like you crazy.
Man, listen. You know what I mean? I really don't like talking about it, but I rock with you because I get teary-eyed, bro.
Yeah.
Because that shit is pointless.
Mm-hmm.
You creating You creating somebody. You creating a terrible individual. You creating a person to be terrible. Now, don't get me wrong. You got something that slipped through the cracks, but I guarantee you been.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you got an evil side in you that you don't want to let loose, and that's the point of no return, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in that now we talking about the pen. So this is a doggy dog world.
Yeah.
So it's like a person step on your toes. It's not, hey dog, hey woo. It's hey my nigga, check this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you on?
Yeah.
And you gotta be, if you coming at it like that, you gotta be able to blast a person with the knife.
Yeah.
Now you gotta think about, once you do that, is you gonna kill him?
Yeah.
You're gonna get a new charge.
Yeah.
You carrying this knife, now it's extra time. They can send you back to court.
Yeah.
Once that knife is a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Certain size. So dealing with the racism, you're not only just dealing with the inmates, and we all in the same boat, but you also dealing with the staff.
Whew.
I was at Victorville.
Oh man.
I was at Lime Pot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I went to Leavenworth USP. I went there, Coleman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you and these, yeah, they, you got your good COs, not to knock them, but you also got the crud balls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I tell people this all the time. I say, prison is the worst thing in the world. If you dead, you dead.
Yeah.
But prison is like being dead. Is like being buried alive.
Yeah.
And I used to use the explanation, like I tell people, it's 90% mental and 10% physical.
Most definitely.
Because a 10% chance you're gonna have to bust somebody upside
Most
the head,
definitely.
but 90% is the mental aspect.
Yeah.
So let me move forward to this. When was your now was you Muslim before you
No.
came, or you went there? Okay, so when was it? And I'll give you an example. It was around 2009, and the person that I had cared about left me. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was in the hole. Mm-hmm. I had a cellie that was from like Black Pea Stone. We had got in, that side come out to you. They gang affiliated, I'm not, so they want to try me in the cell. I pick up a chair, they hit the button, and I got to go to the hole. And I remember, breaking down. It was like December 31st, 2009. I remember it like it was yesterday, because I remember being in like the new year, and I just felt like I was all alone. And I remember when they let me use the phone, and I called my mom, and I told her, I said, "Mom, you just don't understand." And she don't really snap on me.
Right.
She went off on me.
Right.
Boy, what are you talking about? I don't understand. Right. I'm doing the time with you. I told you was gonna find out who your friends were. It was at that point that I told myself that I needed to change my thinking. And so I started to get into, little Bible study.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying?
For
And
sure.
I said, you know what? I'm in here because of the choices that I made.
For sure.
So I can't keep being mad at the people for doing what they did. You do what they did because I'm in here. When was your moment when you decided to like, look, are you, and
So reality hit that it was all like you say, it was all on me. It hit about 2011.
how many years in were you by that time?
I went in 7, so
Okay.
07, 8, 9, 10 was about 5.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And credit to the LCP program.
Okay, what's that?
That's Life Connections program
Okay.
in Leavenworth USP. You know what I mean? That program, what it did was, it shed the light on you. You know what I mean? Who the fuck are you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Break you all the way down. You know what I mean? What you capable of doing, what you not capable of doing. You know what I mean? A lot of people, I got a quote, worry about self and not what surrounds self. Meaning, you know what I mean? You got too much to worry about you because let's keep it 100. There's people out here that can't read and write, can't mow the line, can't change the oil, not do it, what a man supposed to do, right?
Yes.
You need to be worrying about that instead of worrying about the next man behind you on the side of you trying to get at him. You got too much to worry about with yourself. So LCP program basically broke you down. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was going against it. You know what I mean? Nah, but I was tired of what was going on. I needed something different.
Yeah.
So the LCP program, you know, you pick a faith, and you know, I'm in a journey though. You know what I mean? I didn't say, Islam. I'm not a nation. No disrespect to the nation.
Yeah.
But I'm not a nation. But I studied under the nation. Let me just be clear: under the nation, under the Moorish Science Temples of America, Noble Juba Ali, Marcus Garvey, study up under that. However, that's not my language. That's not my way of life.
Okay.
Sunni Muslim.
Okay.
But during that process, I went through it. You know, I was under the Noble Jew Ali and them going through that. The Moorish Science Temples of America.
Okay.
No disrespect to them. That's what I was under.
Okay.
You know, and going through that in the LCP program, what they was doing, you get these little these pamphlets, these things, and they ask you these questions like, "Would your faith allow you to do that?" I can't really go offhand, it's so far,
Yeah,
but
that's okay.
it have you dig into you,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't you gotta understand, there's no wrong answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's only wrong when you're not being real with yourself.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna give something right back to you.
Talk
it's
to
the
me.
same thing that happened. So they sent me to, because I've been doing fraud for years, and a lot of the fraud I never got caught up with. You know what I mean? Statute of limitations over with now. So,
that part.
but and the judge, I had this judge David Carter out of Orange County, because my case was out of Orange County, and he actually was fair, but he always wanted to do a progress report, and he said, you know what, you need to go to and I'll never pronounce it right, some therapy, right? I don't know the pronounce.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, it's supposed to be like you say, it's supposed to make you look into yourself.
Yeah.
So it was weird because they had this book. Now I guess in AA programs they have 12 step. They have these books, and they had this book. Well, when I was reading the book was telling me about who I was.
That boy.
So now if you as my friend be like, man, you got messed up ways, I might get mad at you.
Yeah.
But if the book is telling me that, I can't, only thing I can do is rip the book up and throw it in the trash. So the book was like telling me like, oh man, I said, man, I gotta change my thinking, because my thinking is messed up.
Yeah.
You know? So let's talk about the children. So you go so when how old was your youngest? One? Oh, so when you first went in, you had a 1 year old.
1 and 2.
Ooh.
You feel what I'm saying? And the 1 year old, I ain't get to see my other ones come out the womb. That's a different feel.
Yeah.
I don't know if people really understand when you actually right there and watching your seed come out the womb.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a different attachment.
Yeah.
So that alone, you know what I mean? But yeah, 1 and 2. You know what I mean? Kalia.
Okay. So what's been the dynamic? So tell me what's been the dynamic. Did you try to communicate? Because I tell people this, they don't understand. It's hard to parent when you're not there.
It's let's keep it 100. It's easy if the other party is willing to keep you relevant and your voice heard.
Yeah.
In that household.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck the feds. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
Because they try to preach, let me just get into this real quick. They try to preach, family unity and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I'm from California. I'm from LA, but you ship me all the way down to Florida.
Yeah.
You ship me all the way to Maine.
Yeah.
How the fuck? And I'm coming from the bottom. I don't live on no hill.
Yeah.
I'm not no millionaire.
Yeah.
And the little money that I'm pretty sure the little money that I did get, y'all came and told me I need to give all that back.
Yeah, that unicorn is the biggest hustle in the world.
You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's go back. So the parent, it can be to a great benefit for the child if both parties was on the same line.
You're right. Absolutely.
And communication is everything, you know what I mean? And understanding, not only understanding yourself, which is I, but that person understanding who they is too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And understanding like, listen, this is something new for us. So I gotta hear you just like you gotta hear me.
Yeah.
So that we can raise these children, these children, because these children the right way out here in this world.
Yeah.
Because you the father of my son, you the father of your stepson, I should say, and et cetera, et cetera. And not only a father to these kids, but you the father to the kids that ain't got no father out here. So if I take your teachings and embed it into your children, and they go out into the world, and they move with confidence, and they move like they got both parents in the household, the other kids is gonna follow suit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but to tap in what you were saying, yeah, like you said, yeah, it's hard to parent in prison, but it's not hard to parent. It's yay and nay.
Yeah,
You
what
get
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
what I mean by that is because sometimes, like, if you go through a lockdown, or you
Oh,
know what I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
like you can't, like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just there's certain things like with my
Yeah.
oldest son, I didn't realize that he was going through, and I didn't,
Yeah.
because I couldn't. You know, it's like, okay, I got at 9 o'clock, shut down, phone
Yeah,
shut down.
yeah.
I can't do
Yeah,
certain things. You
yeah.
know, I can write you, the letter, but it's not like having like you right now with
Pull
your pops
up.
right there, yeah, and you dribbling the ball when you
Yeah,
watching them. It just hit
yeah,
differently.
yeah,
So what?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I had again. I came in like 2000. I came back out in 2012.
Okay.
My middle son he didn't want to talk to me. He was mad. He had seen the stuff they said in the paper,
Yeah.
and they be lying.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just had to tell y'all
yeah.
this. They lie a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like I was doing stuff that's wrong, so I'm gonna help my accountability. But a lot of times they be doing a lot of lying on you.
Paint a picture on you.
Yeah. And so he had seen this stuff and he was mad. And then he got disrespectful and called me a dick. So now, I'm like, well, hold on. And his mom got on him.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's not how you talk to your dad. But now I want to have a different conversation with him. And he was in Colorado. I was about to fly out there and whoop on him.
but I had to talk to the PO to get out there.
But somebody told me,
Yeah.
somebody in the service that I go to was like, nah, Terry, don't do that. Don't go out there like that. Handle it this way. Because I was on the flight. Because I'm like, okay, you want to disrespect me, but that helped me because it still don't give you a right to disrespect me.
No.
But it just helped me to go over there with a different mind and get a different understanding. What has been what was the drawback or one of the biggest challenges that you had when you tried to? Was it smooth or was it?
It was trying to pick a rose out of the ground by the stem. I was poking the shit out of myself. You did. And that just comes from lack of understanding of my child. Trying to enforce I'm the father and this and not hearing my child. My children hurt.
Bro, say that again, bro. I gotta give you that for that. Say that again, bro.
Well, my children hurt, not understanding my children. You know what I mean? Trying to enforce my will, my fatherly ways. I'm the man. Da 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 da. You know, it took a minute. But alhamdulillah, I'm in a better place with my daughter. My son, we haven't connected yet.
Yeah.
But when I was home, I kept it all the way real with him, even the stuff that he wasn't supposed to hear.
Yeah.
So you can understand when you come back around to see Pops, you understand like this dude was nothing but real to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He told me this. I told my son, no. I don't like saying it, but I told my son, like I told your mom I didn't want you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I was young, bro.
Yeah.
His mom was 10 years older than me. I'm in the field.
Yeah.
I'm not at the 3-point line shooting threes. I'm not shooting twos. I'm in the paint.
Yeah.
I'm in the paint with 7-footers. What I mean by the paint, I'm in the streets.
Yeah.
Getting my hands dirty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I told her, like, I don't know if I'm coming or going.
Yeah.
I don't know if tomorrow is promised to me. dead or alive doing life in prison. So I told him that, you know what I mean? And he was like, on a phone conversation, I think my son was probably like, don't give me the line. But I think he was like just in his teens, you know what I mean? He was mad, I can hear it, but he was trying to figure it out. Because the love, and I all credit, all praise to do Allah, man. Because I believe once I said La ilaha illallah, once I submitted my will to Allah, I know Allah broke that channel.
Yeah.
So that it can soothe and come from my son's heart. So when I come to him in the rawness that I did, he won't look at it as like, oh, F you, Pops.
Yeah.
He would take the understanding bloodline that I got in me to sit back and like, okay, I hear you. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
But I hear you. Let's work on it. Let's see.
See, you don't know how, even with me now, how much what you just said helped me, because it actually was a moment. If you would have talked to me, you'd have helped me how to deal with my kid, because I did the same thing.
Right.
I was like, I wanted the respect because I'm your father, and I didn't realize what they had went through with me being gone.
Yeah.
But because in my mind, like, I love my kids. Like, I didn't intentionally, I went on, I tell people it was a forced vacation.
Right.
I would have never left you.
Right.
But knowing how cruel the world is and not being there, and I tell people all the time, I asked the people this week, I said, I talked to a few people, that people claim that they know you and stuff. And I'm like, well, what's my biggest regret? And only like 2 people got it right. And and it wasn't because I got kids by multiple people. That's what it was, is me having kids by multiple people, because you're not able to be there for them at all the times when you needed to. It wasn't the prison. People, oh, you going to prison? Nah, I don't, because that's the life I knew I chose.
Right.
So I knew at some point I got to pay the piper for it. I had already resigned my mind that this is what happens. Like, what you said, if you out in the field, you might get poked in the field. I'm checks money, so it might be I'm gonna get hit. Hopefully I don't lose my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the dynamics with the kids is still right now. It's that's why I said with your post touched me, because missing out, when you really want to be a father, there's some dudes out here just deadbeats. They really the true definition of deadbeats. They don't care about their kids. They get a little money. They're gonna go chase after these hoes. They gonna buy themselves some clothes. Their kids don't do nothing. That's never gonna be a substance. If I'm on, my kids is gonna be on.
Well, that's the whole point.
You know what I mean?
Of being on.
And so another thing we probably should discuss. And look, I respect my children's mother. I got a newfound respect for him last week. I think a couple weeks ago, I think I told Cole this. I don't know if I told him, but I was in the mall, and everybody was going back to school. Mm-hmm. And it just dawned on me, because I seen a single mother, and her, like, man, the kids got to eat 3 times a day. They got to go back to school, you know what I mean? Like, somebody has to have the responsibility to take care of the kid all the time. Or the kid just, like, and I thought about, like, I never had to worry about anything with my mom, because when school came around, I had school clothes. When it was time to eat dinner at night, I had food. I don't know if she was struggling to put the stuff on the table. So me realizing that at a point in my time, because of my decisions, kept my kids from having that. Yeah. That bothers me deeply.
Yeah, no.
And no matter how much time has passed, I told my daughter this. I said, just because you've forgiven me, or just because I've shouted you out on my podcast and apologized to you, it don't mean that it still don't eat me every day.
For sure.
Because I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That doesn't make me, like we talked about outside. Now, I'm not going to let you guys continue to, like, make me be this person forever.
Ain't no question, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? We talked about people want to freeze you in time.
Put you back in.
Oh, good. But in 2003, you was in the pen. And, listen, son, if you want to keep holding on to that, you can talk to yourself.
You just keep your butt down there. You can stay back there.
Yeah.
Time moved on. You know what I mean? It's the my apologies that you went through what you went through. You know what I mean? Never sorry, because I'm not a sorry individual. But my apologies. If you get a sorry out of me, I'm really, really deeply, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, trying to get you to understand, like, I know I effed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? before I say this, rest in peace to my mama, Gina Good.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Died of cancer.
Did she die when you was in, bro?
No, alhamdulillah, I was blessed to come out.
Oh man.
Last year and go through her last little journey,
Okay.
bro. However.
And my condolences, bro. I hate just real quick. I hate saying that because it doesn't sound as sincere. And people just seem like they just throw it out there. So I don't know what's the best thing to say, but
the thing is, once you connect it, you know what I mean, energy wise,
yeah,
you can feel the sincerity in
Okay.
it. You know what I mean? You know, and the type of person that I am, Allah bless me to embrace death.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not to change lanes because we somewhere, but real quick, one thing in Islam, it teaches you one thing that's promised to you is death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't get away from that.
No.
So therefore, you must do your best to try to make sure when you cross over to the afterlife, to the hereafter, you done did what you have to do properly so that you can settle in a world of righteousness.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So when my mother's death, when my mother was going through her transition, bro, it didn't hurt me. You know.
So you guys got to spend. So when you came, how much time had passed from the time you got? Now I'm assuming your mom was your biggest supporter when you was gone, right?
Oh, my dad too.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that.
My dad too.
I'm glad
know
you
what I
said that.
mean?
Let me shout out my pops, because let
Pops,
me tell you,
yeah, for sure.
sometimes the pops get a bad because we all think about the mom. Look, when I first got arrested, my dad wanted to put up the house. My mom said no, let him sit in jail. So shout out to my dad for being a man of integrity. My parents were divorced when I was coming up. They got
Me too.
my dad did all his little dirt when I was 0 through 5.
Yeah.
My family Jehovah's Witness. He
Okay.
found his faith. My dad been a faithful man. He's been a man of integrity. He's been there for me when I got evicted. When the first apartment I got, he was outside the door with the cars helping me.
Come
back.
on.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I got to give my mom is my mom. That's my ace boon. But my dad is a good man, and sometimes we got to start giving these fathers their props because there's a lot of good men out here that get overlooked. So shout out to my dad.
Shout out to my dad. My dad basically what he did when I was in prison. What he taught me is, you know what I mean. If you say you're gonna do it, do it. My dad stayed consistent with putting $50 on my account every month. Mm-hmm. Even when I told him, Pops, I don't need it. Mm-hmm. I'm in there doing what I do. Mm-hmm. Put it on there.
Yeah.
Put it on there. Yeah. Never ask me what you need it for. And then there'll be some times when I call, hey, Pop, you got a little bit more? All right. Give me about a week.
Yeah.
So I love my dad to death. You know what I mean? My dad, Pops, OG, you know what I mean? He in the streets, not in the streets with the gang banging and stuff like that, but, you know, the streets take some people over. You know what I mean? My dad came up in the 80s. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? My dad was 70, 72. So he was in that era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, unfortunately, it is what it is, but I can't knock my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's what he embedded in me. So back to what I was saying, not to switch lanes, but the past is the past. Mm-hmm. We moving forward.
Yeah.
If you want to stay in the past and hold on to the past, then you stay back there. Yeah. You're not going to grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, once you are able to understand and accept what happened, then it's time to move forward. If you steady back there, I know you're not ready to move forward with me. So I'm gonna move forward. Now when you're ready, I'm gonna be open arms, cause I hold no grudge. Don't get me wrong, I can get there, I can be a violent, but that's not what I'm on.
Yeah.
Once you come here and all right, we both on the same team.
Yeah.
We both on the same plane. You don't gotta be my girl, you ain't gotta be my best friend, my brother, nothing like that. We both on the same team now. So let's move and attack this journey we call life together. Because like we was talking about right here, it's gonna be a point where I'm gonna need you. Mm-hmm. And that you still back there.
Yeah.
I can't come to you because I know what I ask of you, like, hey, I don't got no shoes on my feet. Mm-hmm. You not gonna be like, man, I got 30 pairs of shoes in my house. What size shoe you wear?
Yeah.
You wear 10 and a half, 11. What kind of shoes you want? Man, you know, I'm not picky, but I like some Michael Jordans. I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to give you those Jordans. And I'm going to give you 2. I'm not going to worry about it, bro, huh? That's because you came from that. But if you stuck back there, I'm not going to feel right coming to you because now I know what you, nigga, what?
Yeah, exactly.
You better get on the block and you better.
And there's a lot of people out there like that. I'm gonna ask this, and then we're gonna transition to something we talked about. But I assume you gave credit to your faith, and I think I think no matter who you believe in, I think it's important for some people to have faith background.
For sure.
Because it has to be something that's gonna hold you accountable to make you that want to change.
Right.
Look, I tell people all the time, people at the end of the day, they do what's best for themselves.
Right.
So if you living for another person, at some point that don't work out. But if you live for Allah, I might say Jehovah, somebody else might say whatever they want to say, Buddha, whoever it is, that's each their own. I think that helps you because listen, it's still times I still be having the itch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still got the itch. Sometimes I'll be like, man, they making EDD money out here, PPP money. I'm like, let me go get me about 50,000 real quick. You know what I'm saying? And slide in. I think I'm smarter now. I could probably get away with something, you know what I mean? Trust me, I'll be fighting my demons all the time. Like, Terry, like, look, bro, don't even think about it. You 48, I'm an old lion. You know what happens to old lions? If they put me in that jungle, it's not gonna be too good.
Right.
So how do you know? I credit again. I go to my meetings Wednesday and Sunday. I have to do that to try to stay on kill because if not, you know what happens. You get out. How do you? And then again, my kids. I want, and actually my parents. Mm-hmm. I've said this before on the show. I don't care what certain people think about me, but I do care about the people who love me think. My mother and my father is very important to me, and I feel at times, like you say, losing my mom just recently went through a surgery, and she's getting older, and in my mind, I'm like, you know, that's my. Man,
so ace in the hole.
Yeah, like her not being just the the realization that man, she's getting older, she's slowing down, and this is not promised forever. Yeah. Like you said earlier, death is promised. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm thinking like, and I ain't got no another 6 years to go away and be away from her. Yeah. And the same thing with my kids. So is that what you what you go back on? Because you know these dudes out here they knuckleheads, they idiot. Right. I was in Compton earlier today by the Crystal Park Casino. Okay. And the light is and when you go left, the train thing is coming right there, and they got everything backed up. Yeah. So the cars is backed up, and my turn thing is on. Yeah. The person is blowing the horn like a fool. I can't go nowhere. Yeah. It's literally the cars is backed up. What you want me to do? Because if you don't know the DMV handbook, blocking the intersection is a ticket. So I had to think about it a second. I'm sitting here listening to music, trying to be calm, and I was about to open the door and turn around and be like, fool, where can I go? But then I was like, I might lose my life doing that because dude might pull out the gun to blow me away. Yeah. And now for what? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So how do you keep yourself from not? Yeah, because you're a big guy. If I was your size, I'd probably beat up a couple people just to see if I can get to it.
But see, hey, for real. I have bigger problems than everybody, you know, because they don't want to fight with me.
Oh yeah.
But what keeps my composure, man? Once again, I lie.
Okay.
You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not a saint. I'm not. I have backslid. You know what I mean? I have, did my share wrong. You know what I mean? But yeah, for the most part, that keeps me. And then it's my children.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then once it's my children, then, you know what I mean? It's no disrespect to my parents, but I wasn't doing it for their liking. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love them dearly. You know what I mean? But what I have learned from my parents is that, sometimes you gotta put your hand in the mud and say F who's around you. You know what I mean? But the religion and my kids. You know what I mean? I know. Let me say this. I know I probably see this all on both things. I'm kind of giving the evil side and the good side.
It's all good.
You know what I mean? I just want I want people to understand and what we talking about, understand, like, man, you know, I'm human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the person say that, oh, they a saint 24/7, man. Hey, no disrespect to them, but disrespect.
Yeah, you
know what I
lying.
mean? You lying.
Yeah, you
know
lying.
what I'm saying? Especially if you came up in the paint. If you not even the paint, but you came up in LA,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like, you know, and you wasn't a square, you know what I mean? I wish I was a square.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look at the rap people nowadays, you know what I mean? I look at the singers and everybody want to be thugs and shit. And I'm saying that like, no. I wish I was a four corner sharp, L7.
Yeah.
I wish. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking at you, the L7, you taking my lifestyle of what I live and what I've been through, and you making it seem like you the one that did it.
Yeah.
So credit to my religion and my children.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Hassan, Khalil, Deshaun, and Diamond.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Credit to them. I
And
love
now
them.
Hassan's the one I'm
the
seeing on the
fool.
thing,
Yeah,
right? So how
yeah.
so tell me about him and the relationship with his mom. Good, y'all got is
You know, it's hey, we adults.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we trying to figure it out.
okay.
This her first.
Okay.
You know, and you know, and times nowadays, you know what I mean, it's not like when we came up in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Times now, it's not even like the 2000s, the
Yeah.
early 2000s. You know what I mean? You can kind of like go get a rinky-dink job and, you know what I mean, be able to, you know, fend for yourself. It's like you really gotta be educated and do what you have to do
Mm-hmm.
to be successful, to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why there's so much homelessness. It's
Yeah.
like a lot of people lacking some things.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you know, so we cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to her. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna drop her name, but she
Yeah.
knows who she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And shout out to my other children's mothers. You know what I mean? Because like you said earlier, you had that pivot moment when you like, oh, I understand what you go through now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But the thing is, do you understand what I go through?
Yeah.
No disrespect to they say don't say it, so I'm gonna try to stop saying it. But as a black man coming up in society,
Mm-hmm.
it's so much we got against us. You know what I mean? I came up in the city of Los Angeles, you know what I mean? Manual, Crenshaw, Dorsey, Fremont,
Yeah.
Jordan, LA High, Locke. Man, let me keep it 100. And I just cut it short. Centennial to the 10. Shout out to the 10. Shout out to D-House too. That shit was shitty, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Education was shitty. If you know how to play basketball, football, you can push through, bro. So, and then you dealing with the stigma, the label they put on you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you go to Fremont, you a blood, you from Swans. You go to Crenshaw, we all know you from 60s.
Yeah.
You go to Man, you from 40s.
Yeah.
You go to Dorsey, you from BPS. You go to Locke, you from 111. With a little mixture. You go to Centennial, you go to the 10, you from West Side Paru, or you from the Nixons.
Yeah.
You know, you already had this you already have this on your back dealing with your own kind. The children that's trying to move forward in life and trying to be something successful. And then on top of that, you got the police. And then you got what we are now, the non-understanding parent.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Understanding what the child is going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a very big thing that's going on in LA and throughout the world. You know what I mean? The parents not understanding the child.
Yeah.
And the child not understanding the parent.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go to work. This right here, this is rent done went up.
Yeah.
It's $1,800 for a 1-bedroom. In LA, minimum wage is what? 16.5 or 17.5?
Is it that high? I thought it was still $15.
It's piss poor.
Yeah.
You can't, you know what I mean? Education, remember I talked about the education system, right?
Yeah.
So you already lacking. You behind, you chasing.
Yeah.
And everything else is going up. You see gas.
Yeah.
So the kid not understanding what the parent going through.
Yeah.
But the parent not understanding that I need to be there at my son's basketball game, at my daughter cheerleading thing, to come to the parent conference. I need to be there. I need to be there when he wake up, when she wake up. I need to sit down and get an understanding.
Yeah.
So that when I leave you understand, like, you the woman of the house, you the man of the house.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we grow up fast.
Yeah.
But we growing up fast not knowing the real essence of being an adult.
Yeah.
That's why you got the people running out with the stuff. Yeah, hey, the laws changed and yeah, they getting away with it.
Yeah, they acting crazy.
But
where you training at?
You feel what I'm saying?
Because and man, it's so proud that you said that, man. Because I'm like we said, we keeping it 100. I look back and I said, man, I had no idea how to be no parent.
No.
I said this some podcasts ago, man. They give you training for everything. You go to a job, they give you training. You drive a car, you got somebody with you that's gonna hold the wheel in case you go crazy. They're gonna put the brake.
Yeah.
But when you have a kid and they say, "Here, throw it in front of you," the dynamics of, there's motherly instinct that they naturally have.
Yeah.
The father the bond has to be created.
Yeah.
Everything, and then you have to figure it out. And then now you're dealing with if you're still sexually involved with your kid's mom. There's another whole emotional thing you're going through. Then they get to playing the games with your kid. Then you forget I'm not showing up for the kid. And then you just got to understand, like I said before, like, man, you know what? My son he got to eat 3 times a day. A shout out to my kid's mom too. I'm gonna give them. I'm not gonna say their names because I ain't getting no money off the podcast. So don't ask me for nothing. But no, because there was times when I wasn't there, and if they would have went the route that I went, my kids might have been in the system. So I'm always thankful to them. I say at least I picked some ones that, you know what I'm saying?
We picked the right one.
Yeah, that they took care of our kids. You know what I'm saying?
One.
Yeah, but so shout out to y'all. That's the only shout out you're ever getting on here.
Don't do them like that.
No, I'm just playing. But so tell me real quick about what you were talking about, the business thing and the because I'm gonna tell you, I was sitting here and I always give Cole, me and Cole talk all the time. Cole. Shout out to my man Cole. Good guy. Shout out to Murph. Murph is I told you I didn't know who really Murph. I know Murph played in the band. Yeah. You know what I mean? I didn't know what band he played in. And my boy said, "Hey," he said to Rest, "Do you know who he is?" And I casually looked him up, man, and sold all these records and all type of stuff. But you would never know, talking to him. A lot of people big up you, but he's always in, like, "Hey man, do this." And so when you meet, sometimes you can meet, because let's keep it real. In the community, sometimes white people don't like black people. True. It's just not. I don't want to play the race card, but that's just the stuff that we've dealt. Yeah, but that's a whole nother thing. But that's what they're always made to seem. So it always seems like in our sector, the white person is holding us back. Right. But the truth is, I've met a lot of Caucasian people that helped me more than some people that's been my own color. You know what I mean? They give me over. So shout out to Cole and Murph. Yeah, that's a shameless plug right there to my guy. Sure. But but when you were saying something, when people can put you in the position to try to better yourself. Okay. And you were mentioning about the business idea or the things that you had. So explain what you were trying to create.
Oh, okay. So you talking about the brotherhood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So brotherhood and sisterhood, and it's not just for people of my skin color. You know what I mean? It's basically to understand the people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And let's break down, putting the power back into the people's hands. Shout out, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. I mean, Black Wall Street, even Kobe. But so, business-wise, rock with me because you rock with me. Don't rock with me because you stuck with me, right? Meaning, like we was talking about the shoe situation, right? If I'm down and out, and I rock with you, you say you my brother. We part of this brotherhood, right? I can come to you for the sneakers, just like in business. I need to get on. You got your business. Mm-hmm. You got the whole format and everything. You rock with me. Hey, bro, come up here. Mm-hmm. It's all on me. I'm gonna fund everything. Now, once you come up here, yeah, I'm looking at you and saying if you're capable of doing it, for sure. You know what I mean? That's my job. Because now I gotta see, let's move forward in another direction. So once you come along, and we both on the same page. Now, I'm eating off your plate too. But now I done taught you this game. Mm-hmm. You go create your own lane. Mm-hmm. Now you eat off your own plate. Mm-hmm. Now the next person that we have part of this brotherhood, sisterhood, it can be a sister too. Mm-hmm. Come up here, you pull her. We pull her together. Get her on, get him on. 10 people, part of the brotherhood, sisterhood. We all eating off everybody's plate. I'm getting a big portion of it. I'm getting 75% of it. And the 25%, it drops off to everybody else. However, though, but in the same token, you not losing out because you eating off all the other plates too. Mm-hmm. Just like I'm eating off your plate, you eating off my plate. So you're not really actually losing that 25%. You're really gaining, right? Mm-hmm. Because financially you gaining, business-wise you gaining, a brother and sisterhood you gaining. How do it feel? And you know what I mean? How do it feel when you go out to eat with people that's on the same line as you? Where y'all say, okay, the check come out, y'all racing to pay it. Mm-hmm. That it feels good when you out shopping. Like, man, you feel good. Like, man, I got an extra. Let me get the sisterhood something, or let me get the brotherhood something. Or you just go out to. It feel good because you know it's gonna be reciprocated. Mm-hmm. You know, and on top of that, you backed by a group of people that's on the same wave pattern as you. You know what I mean? It's how you know that's a good feel.
It's kind of why I tell people I mess with LeBron.
Yeah.
It's
shout out to LeBron.
Yeah, it's kind of why because you know you got an opportunity to get your boys and you see what your boys do and they take it and run with it because a lot of times people just need opportunity. True. And it don't have to be, look, everybody not going to always have money. No. It could be putting them in a position to get some work or putting them in a position to get a trade or anything. But unfortunately, as we know, but we just going to keep it positive. Sometimes that's why it's important to surround your people. Like I tell you with my boy and Kim and CJ I had on. Yeah. They just cut from a different type of cloth. Yeah, and so I've learned over the years, if I don't have it, I can go to him and vice versa. Yeah. And it ain't gonna be no judgment. I'm like, oh man, I gotta come. Exactly. You know what I mean? And because sometimes, this is my favorite thing. We all playing Monopoly, and sometimes people on Vermont, sometimes people on Tennessee, somebody on Boardwalk and Parkway, sometimes we on Baltic, somebody in jail, somebody got utilities. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way of the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? And sometimes you need help to getting somewhere, and it's okay. We like to say, and the Bible tells us, it's more happiness in giving than there is receiving. Most definitely. You know what I mean? And I hold that to be true. But look, man, I appreciate you, bro, for coming on, man. I really appreciate you for coming on.
Anytime, man. I was everywhere with it. Not to cut you off, I was everywhere with it, but I just didn't. This is my first time. You know what I mean? And you see me, I'm sweating, bro.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It happens. You know what I mean?
Thank you, though.
It's all good. Yeah, another episode of Never About the Cake. So we out here till next week, man. Download us. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube. Follow Cole. Just don't follow us home.
Shout out to J305 and Don Kennedy too.
I told her pride comes before the fall.
Mike Wiles.
Blame it on the alcohol. When it comes to love,
Debo. Shout out to all y'all, man. Security company coming soon. And I like this. I like this. You got you something here, sir.
Surviving J9, 5 Stages of Grief album coming soon. Let me plug myself.
Yes, plug it, man.